All right, guys, we just got to the gym. You already know what it is, the routine, shoulder and back with arms too. We about to go get it in. I just took this scoop of pre-workout like 25 minutes ago, so I'm hype. Let's get it. All right, guys, we're gonna start off the warm-up right here. Just because I don't like this machine or bar or whatever you wanna call it, we're gonna use this right here to warm up. We got a 10-pound plate on each side. Y'all know the bar is 45, so let's get it in. Alright, that's the first set. Alright, I had to go up to the front desk and cop the Fitness Connection shirt, as y'all see, because the shirt I had was too small. It's an old shirt. It's all good though. Now we got on a good shirt and we're comfortable, so let's get it in. We got the 25-pound plates on both sides. Let's go. Let's move to the incline bench. All right, guys, we're gonna drop one more set right here while we're waiting on the incline bench to open up. Let's get it. Alright, now we on the incline bench. We got a 45-pound plate on both sides. Let's get it in. That was good. All right, guys, now we on to the second set. 45-pound plate on each side. That's 135 on the incline bench. Let's get it in. All right, now we went down to a 25-pound plate. Let's go ahead and get it in. It's the third set. Oh yeah, it's feeling real good. All right, guys, now we on set number 4. Let's get it in. All right, guys, this is the 5th and last set right here on the incline bench. I had to put the 45-pound plates back on here because I just needed one more set with the 45. So let's get it in real quick before we move on. Oh yeah, 10 reps, let's get it, let's move on. All right guys, now we done moved on. We got 25 pound weights. We're gonna start off with the 25s and move our way up. We might go up to like maybe 50. We're gonna do the seated shoulder press, let's get it in. All right, let's up the weight. All right, let's get it. Now we got the 30s, the second set right here. Let's go. Let's grab the 35s. All right, guys, now we got the 35s. Let's get it in. All right, guys, now we on the fourth set. We got the 40s. Let's get it in. All right, now we done moved on to the incline bench for the dumbbells. Let's get it in. Started off with 30s right here. This the second set. We got 35s as y'all see. Let's get it in. Guys, now we got the 40s, third set. Let's get it. forward with the dumbbells. We got 45s. We're gonna hit this set and we're gonna move on. Let's get it in. Let's move on. All right, guys, let's get it in. This is the last thing we're gonna do for shoulders. We on the shoulder press machine. So I got 40 pounds on each arm. Let's go ahead and get it in. Let's up the weight. All right, this is the second set right here. We have 50 pounds now on each arm. Let's get it in. Oh yeah, that feel good. All right, guys, now we have 60 pounds on each arm. It's the third set. Let's get it in. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's move on now. All right, guys, so now we're moving on to the rear delts. We're gonna start off with 70 and work our way up. We're probably gonna do like 5 sets. Let's get it in. Guys, now this is the second set. We had 85 pounds. Let's get it in, guys. Alright guys, now we're on to the third set, 100 pounds. Let's get it in. Yes, sir. Alright guys, now we're on the fourth set. 115, let's get it in. right, guys, we're on the 5th and last set right here. We had 130 pounds. Let's rep it out. Oh yeah, let's move on. All right, guys, we got a 45-pound plate and a 25-pound plate. Let's get it in. We're gonna switch the grip. Let's get it. Oh yeah, that's way better. Now we're on to the cable pull for the back. We're gonna start off with 85 and we're gonna work our way up. Let's get it. Alright guys, set number 2, we at 100 pounds now. My dad gave me a tip on this, and he told me instead of going, like when I pull it back, instead of leaning in, keep my body where it's at, just move my arms. Somebody told me to do it the other way, but I changed it up, and it feels so much different and better. It's activating the muscles more, so try that out. All right guys, now we're on the 3rd set. We at 115, let's get it in. I feel that so much more. Alright guys, now we're on to the 4th set. We're gonna move on to the next machine. We at 130, let's get it in. Alright, yeah. The activation that I'm feeling from changing up the way that I did that, the form to my set, has made so much more improvement. And now I can't even go all the way up to one. Well, I could, but I'm not going to overwork myself or strain myself. But it feels real good, so get it in. All right, guys. Now we're on to the next machine. Let's get it in. Let's get it. I think this is the 4th set. I don't know. But we're gonna do this one and one more. Let's get it in. Alright guys, this is the last set right here and we're gonna move on to arms. Let's get it in. Alright, about to start off right here with the bicep curls with the cable, well, with the rope cable, and we're gonna do 50 pounds of arm. Let's get it in. So that's 100 all together, if you could count. In between each set, 50 pound straight bar, bicep curls. Let's get it. Alright guys, now we're down to 42.5. Second set, let's get it in. Set number 2 with the 50 pound straight bar. Let's get it in. Alright guys, third set, 35 pounds, let's get it in. We're on a third set with the 50 pound straight bar, let's get it in. Triceps. Alright guys, this set number 1 for triceps. Get it in. Got 35 pounds of arm. triceps. Set number 2. We had 42.5 arm. Let's get it. Third set. Let's get it. By the way, we went from 35 to 42.5 to 50. We're gonna hit one more set. Let's get it. Back to 42.5 just so we don't lose that form. You don't want to lose the form, it's gonna mess up the workout. You ain't gonna get no pump. You're not gonna get no gains. So if you gotta lower the weight to keep your form, make sure you do that. Get it in. All right, now we're moving on to forearms. I got the 50-pound straight bar, and I'm gonna show y'all how I hit forearms, because this is just what works for me. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta do what works for you, but let's get it in. I'll show you what I do. So I just take the 50-pound bar and I curl it backwards. Pump about to be crazy. All right, set number 2. All right, forearms, third set, let's get it. Forearms. Let's get it in. All right, we got enough battery. Let's hit just a little bit more tricep and a little bit more forearm. All right, guys, we done got it in. I'm recording on my phone and my GoPro camera, but listen, we done got it in. We're about to check the pump real quick. I did shoulders, back, and arms, and it was crazy. I loved it. But let's go ahead and check the pump before we hit the sauna. No, please don't stretch the shirt. I could barely take my shirt off. Oh. Y'all see it? Let's check that back. Oh yeah, I know that pump go crazy. Y'all see it. Keep tuning in. Like the video, comment on the video, share it to a friend in need of a routine, subscribe to the channel. We done jumped from like 690 to like 720 subscribers in a day. Let's get it.